Well, the battle to be the next Speaker of the House is heating up on Capitol Hill. And now former President Donald Trump is officially weighing in, throwing his support behind Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Trump giving Jordan his, quote, complete and total endorsement, calling him a Republican star. The Republican conference will meet behind closed doors on Wednesday for a secret ballot on their nominees before the full House elects a Speaker. So far, Jordan and House Majority Leader Steve Scalise appear to be the top contenders for the gavel. But Trump isn't completely ruling out stepping in himself, telling Fox, quote, "They have asked me if I would take it for a short period of time for the party until they come to a conclusion. I'm not doing it because I want to. I will do it if necessary, should they not be able to make their decision." Tammy, I want to ask you about this because the Journal had a really great piece about the fact that the Constitution really didn't provide for someone that is not serving in the House to be the House Speaker, which I thought was a good point. But I think it goes to show you, is there so much concern about where the Republican Party is going that they're going to go to the former president, who, by the way, is kind of busy campaigning right now?
Yeah, I think that Trump enjoys this. Obviously, he's running a campaign. It keeps him up in the public eye. It is a tremendously powerful position. I think he could handle it well. It would cause disruption, which would be a little crazy, perhaps. I don't think it's going to happen. There is some debate about the fact that someone who's not a member of the House of Representatives can become Speaker. But I think that we're not going to have to find that out. The talent bench for the Republicans is deep. I think both Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan are fabulous. If they're saying about needing to get things done, this is their chance now. There's going to be no excuse. Trump's endorsed Jordan. This means that if they can't get their act together with him, then you can't blame the conservatives versus MAGA versus anybody else. This is about getting the job done. And this also means getting someone into that seat quickly. If Trump gets in there, it signals again that the Republicans can't get their act together. Yeah. So it means get it done and be smart enough, and whoever gets it deserves it.
You know, and Kayleigh, too, the politics of this obviously is very interesting because there's been a lot of calls this week, considering it's been a long week in Congress, to actually, that somebody that goes in and leads the party needs to be somebody that's going to be a unifier. They've got to get in on one message. Yeah. They've got to come together because there is a lot to get done. We've only got the government funded through November, guys, and we're going to be right back here. How many days are they working? How many days are they taking off? I can't tell you, but I can tell you that at this point, whoever that leader is, and this is where those that support Scalise say he's the guy, is they've got to come back because otherwise the Democrats are going to slaughter them again.
They have to be unified. And I was thrilled to see reporting that apparently they don't want to go to a floor vote until they've consolidated around one person. Either Steve Scalise or Jim Jordan, both excellent. I'm curious to see who wins because Steve Scalise is running, according to Playbook, a more member-to-member lobbying campaign. I'm the second best fundraiser in Congress. Those are all things that traditionally win a speaker's race. But we're not in a traditional place, are we? Jim Jordan has a ton of medium stardom influencers, the endorsement of the former president, so he could very well pull this off. Just last point, I think it would be a brilliant PR move if President Trump showed up at the Capitol, not wanting to take the job, endorsing Jordan, but just show up and look like the titular head of the party. I mean, it's an interesting PR strategy.
Jeremy, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think like we said it here. One, we got to make sure we have the unity there. We got to find a candidate, have a debate if we need to do that, but let's get behind someone, unify, and then two, we got to move quickly. I think those are the two most important things right now for House GOP, because if we can't fund our government, our military is not getting funding. It's actually a national security issue. If we can't make sure that we have money to secure our border, we got to get on this. We got to move quickly. So I think those are the two things that I hope we remember moving forward.
I'm glad you brought up national security because, Tommy, one of the big deals right now that they've got to figure out is Ukraine, funding for Ukraine. More and more members of the Republican Party, that the caucuses in D.C. are saying, where is that money going? It can't be an endless financial spigot that we're going to keep giving money to Ukraine over and over and not get accountability. It's horrible what's happened to the Ukrainians, but we've got other priorities here.
I think the American people are sick and tired of watching their tax dollars being sent over to Ukraine when meanwhile you've got Los Angeles and New York City looking like third world countries in some places, and that's a growing problem. You've got an invasion at our own southern border, lots of issues in America that we need to address. The Republican Party has to have a clear vision for the American people because otherwise why would independents or even Republicans vote for this vision if this vision is one of calamity and disarray? They don't want to see that because they want some stability back in their lives. And I think that's why a lot of Americans didn't vote for Trump in 2020 because they thought that Joe Biden was going to be that stabilizing factor. We know that that did not turn out to be the case, obviously. I want to see Congressman Jim Jordan take this spot. I think that he is a rock star. He's the one who fights the big fights. He has been diligent. He didn't want it the first time, which I think speaks to his character. And now he's saying, I will step up if need be. I'll also say this. I think it would be really fun if Donald Trump came and made a spectacle of it and vied to be the speaker. I don't think that's good for the party, though, because it signals once again to independents that this party is only centered around Donald Trump and cannot exist without Donald Trump. We have to be stronger than just a party of Donald Trump if we want to last for the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Because Kayleigh, yeah, politically, we're a little over a year from an election, and they've got to think about that. I mean, they're already going after Steve Scalise because he's got blood cancer. You know, he's already being asked about that. He's like, I feel good.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.